We were a young family, 2 kids. I was 27 years old and looking for a church home. Phil and I knew that we needed to have the kids in church, and had been church shopping and kind of decided on a church, but not really excited about it. And again, new in the neighborhood, and we were out playing out in the driveway there, and neighbors walked up from a couple of houses down. And they walked up with a pie and a church bulletin, welcomed us to the neighborhood, and told us about their church. And while they weren't pushy in any way, they, hoped that we would come and visit. So they wanted to share their church with us. Brought the bulletin so we knew kind of what the service was like. And we were like, okay, well, the pie was really good. But we felt like we needed to give their church a chance because they were so kind about it. And so we went the next Sunday, and we walked in, and the whole church was full of smiles and help, name tags, which made me feel very excited because I didn't feel like I was the only one that didn't know everyone. And when we got into the service, we noticed as we sat down that all the children were running up to the front 2 rows and sitting there all by themselves. They weren't sitting in the back with their parents. They were excited to be in the church. And that made a huge impact on me. I thought, that's the way I want my children to go to church. And so as we left the service that day, people were still very friendly and kind. And we decided that that's probably where we should join. And so the next Sunday, I was baptized, and we joined the church that day. And while I was settled with that, I was very excited that we were actually in a church home, a part of a church family. I got a call that Sunday night asking me if I would coordinate congregational care. And I was like, what, me? Are you serious? And I thought it was interesting that I didn't know anyone except for the family that brought us the pie and the bulletin. But they felt like I was worthy to serve in their church. And so I said yes, and I did that for many months until Phil and I heard about Disciple Bible Study. And we decided, wow, that's something we really need to do. We need to learn about the whole Bible because it was supposed to cover 80% of the Bible. We thought that was our opportunity. And so we started Disciple with the classes that were going. I went during the day and he went to a night class, and we got to go know more and more people. And after we took Disciple, they called and asked if I would do Christian education. And I said, well, I've only had Disciple Bible Study. I don't know that much. And they said, we really think you would be good at this. And so I said yes. And all the while, my kids are involved, my husband's involved, and, we're really enjoying church and really feeling a part of the church. And after a while of doing Christian education, I taught Disciple Bible Study, and Phil taught Disciple Bible Study at night. So we had classes going with other groups in them. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful memory for both of us. And after a while, it seemed like that's what I was supposed to be doing. I took part-time jobs just to busy myself, thinking I just needed a job. But the church was still calling me closer and closer. And the same person who brought the pie talked to me about maybe I needed to go into ministry. Maybe I was being called into ministry. And so we started pursuing that. And that's kind of how I went to seminary. And when it came time for me to get a job in ministry because of the seminary education, the job that I found was in children's ministry at the same church. And so I took it, knowing that I needed to be, vocationally in ministry. And it just seemed to be home, that I really felt like helping children find their call into ministry was what I was supposed to be doing. And so I did that for many years until I went to another church and ended up at Canterbury eventually. And I just love helping children find their way in church, hoping that they all want to sit on the front row, just like all those children who I saw the very first Sunday I was in church because of a pie and a bulletin.